So I wanted to explain fully what happens on the day of the procedure, just so you know what to expect, how it all works and things. My procedure was at 7 a.m. in the morning, so it was an early start. They have like 2 sessions throughout the day, and they tend to do about 6 to 8 people, I think, at a time. So I was one of the several people that went in first thing in the morning, 7 a.m., and the afternoon session is normally around 3 p.m., but if they're running a little bit late, it might be slightly after that. So you'll normally be one of those 2 sessions, and they'll advise you the day before what time your actual your slot is. In the morning, first thing, you want to have some breakfast. The breakfast's really nice at the hotel, so I was kind of down in the breakfast area for about 6:30 in the morning. Had a nice bit of breakfast. You want to make sure you do have some food just to fill your stomach. You'll probably feel better for it. I just had a nice casual breakfast. And then they run you up to the clinic from the hotel. That's all taken care of. So that was all nice and easy. I mean, it's only about 150 metres away anyway. You could walk it, but there's a shuttle that takes you and everyone else that's in your group up there to the clinic. And then when you arrive at the clinic, there's someone there will just talk you through things, just explain what's going to happen, give you also like a bit of a pack of a few things that you'll need, like the headband, and they give you this hat as well to wear, which is not the best looking thing, but it stays off your head, so it's like a big bucket hat that they give you that's you can wear pretty much from day one. You can wear the hat if you want to. Like I say, it's not the best looking thing, but it looks better than having like just a big red head, as I'll show you sort of how I looked after the procedure. I'll show you that just in a moment. So they'll give you a few bits and pieces. They'll also give you a full like printed few sheets of like aftercare, so what to do, what not to do, and things like that after you've had your procedure. So you're not supposed to like do strenuous exercise for a few weeks after the procedure. You're not supposed to drink alcohol for a few days after, and lots of little things like that, and when you should wash it, how you should wash it, and things like that. So you'll get like a sheet of everything that you need, and that's really quite helpful. I kept going back to it in the days and weeks afterwards as well. So that's all nice and helpful. And then what they do after that is they go and design the hairline for you. So you'll go and you'll sit with one of the specialists who will have a look at the donor area and just see about how your hair thickness is and the quality of the area at the back of your head. They'll do your hairline so you can see where they've drawn the hairline on. I'm just looking at that picture, just can't quite believe how my how my hair used to look. You can get a good before and after just from that picture versus how it looks now. So I've talked about this in another video, but they designed the hairline along the natural sort of muscles and creases and folds in your forehead. So you can't have one like dead low. I couldn't have had one like right the way across here, because you can see I've got sort of crease lines and I've got muscles there. So anyway, they designed the hairline for you, and so that's what it'll kind of look like where they draw it on ahead of the procedure, and then you're taken through into the room, the clinic, where you'll be offered a Xanax, which just helps keep you calm, basically, and I would definitely recommend having the Xanax. The time just sort of disappeared. I've just felt totally relaxed and calm throughout the whole thing. You're very much conscious and lucid, don't get me wrong, but Xanax, I don't know, it just seems to like really just mellow you out. So I'd taken some wraparound earphones, just some little earphones that I put in, and I listened to a podcast in the morning in the first session. And what that is basically in the first session you'll be lying sort of on your front, and they'll I think they fully shave your head, and they then are taking out the hair follicles out the back. So you're led on your front while they're sort of doing that. That took about probably 2.5 hours, but as I say, I just had a long podcast on. I didn't really notice it. Then when that's done, they give you a break, and they have a bit of a break as well. So they do actually offer you some food, which, if I'm honest, the food was the worst part of the whole experience. Everything else was like really nice, but the food, you don't go there for the food, that's for sure. So they offered like a soup and a sandwich. It was typical. It was almost just like normal hospital food, basically. I had a little bit of it. The soup was okay. The sandwich wasn't the best, but I wasn't that hungry anyway. But the food wasn't ideal at that point. But I just wanted more of a drink anyway, and to use the toilet facilities. And then it was basically back onto the bed, and then this time, so the first part is lying on your front while they work on the back of your head, and then the second part is lying on your back, and they're working on the top of your head to actually implant the hair follicles into the top part of your head. So again, that's about a similar sort of time, maybe 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. I'm pretty sure my total procedure time was around 6 hours. But again, in the afternoon, I just put on some music and was just perfectly happy, to be honest. Couldn't really feel anything. I've talked about the sensations and things like that in another video, but there was like a small like pinching feeling, like a sharp sting when they put in the anaesthetic. Well, than that, you don't really feel anything other than them. You can tell that they're doing things, or it's a numb area, but you can kind of feel them maybe like pushing around a little bit on your head. You can tell that they're working on your head, but it really just doesn't feel much at all. So nice and easy, and nothing to worry about in terms of like being uncomfortable or anything like that. I was nice and comfortable throughout the whole procedure. And they took good care of me. People kept coming in to check that I was okay, and obviously there's people working around you if you need anything. There's always people there that can help, etc. Once the procedure is done, your head will look a little bit sort of red and scabby and things like. So this was me on the day of the just after it, basically. All the bandaging is on the side, and then there's a band, like a sort of tight band around it as well, to just help with the swelling, to stop the swelling. I mean, it looks really sore and stuff. You couldn't feel a thing. So when I look at it now, you think, oh yeah, that looks like really harsh, but you just don't feel it. And you sat around in the dining room in the evening. Everyone's the same. Like all the guys there are just, everyone's sat there with bandages and stuff, and so it's just not really a problem. But yeah, it looks it looks quite severe, doesn't it, when you see it on the picture? But yeah, you definitely don't. It's nothing to worry about, and it doesn't hurt or anything like that. But that's how it looks on the day. I've got some more pictures as well. I think that was the following day. I'm pretty sure that was the day after, when I just took the bandages off, and I was going for they do a scalp wash the following day. So you can see that like already it's looking better, although there's just some little bits of blood. But some people, I bled a little bit. Most people kind of don't, but I've just got, I don't know, like thin blood or something, so I bled a little bit. And just to kind of to finish off like what happens on the day of the procedure. Once you've had the procedure done, they'll take you back to the hotel. Again, they'll obviously transport you back from the clinic to the hotel, so that's all taken care of. And then that's it. You're just resting, and depending on the time of day, you might want to go and get some food, some dinner in the restaurant, which I did. Just basically rested after that in the hotel. Watched a bit of TV in my room. So you can certainly move about. Once the procedure's done, the only thing really you need to be careful of is not banging your head. Like obviously those hair follicles that have just gone in, you don't want to be disrupting them. So you can walk around, you can sit downstairs, in the restaurant if you want to, or have a potter around. You're not supposed to get it wet either. So if it's raining, obviously you want to be a bit careful of that. But other than that, you're not really going to notice too much, because it's not like there's like a real like rest period or anything like that. You're not going to feel too fatigued or anything afterwards. You're just going to feel pretty normal, apart from having like a bit of numbness on your head, really. So yeah, I slept pretty well, and then the next day is the head wash day on day 2. So I'll talk about that in the next video.